If you've been feeling like you lost your spark recently, then this video is for you. We all go through seasons in life where we lose our spark. It happens. I've been there too, a few times actually, but you don't have to stay there. And these 5 things that I'm about to share, they will help bring that spark back. This is my foolproof plan and it works every time. Hey friend, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Jillz and I help women step into their power, tap into their divine feminine and become their best self, live their best life. So if that's something you want to do, you should subscribe and stick around. And if you want more from me besides just my YouTube videos, you can always check out my deep dive feminine energy course or any of my other courses or digital products like my best-selling Notion templates. They are all linked down below. All right, let's get your spark back. I'm gonna dive right in, but just know that all the things that I talk about, they all build off of one another and feed off of one another. So you'll find that once you start doing one thing, all of the other things will often feel easier too. It's kind of like a ripple effect. And getting your spark back in the beginning, it often feels like it's happening slowly, but then all of a sudden it happens at once. And that's because everything feeds off of one another. And you'll see what I mean as I get into this video. So I saw this quote once on Instagram and I loved it. It said something like, if you don't know what to pursue yourself. And I think this is such good advice when you're having rock bottom moments and you feel like you've lost your spark, or maybe you feel like you're just kind of lolling through life and you don't know what to do. Pursue yourself. Focus on yourself. When you've lost your spark, you lose that connection with yourself and your energy feels kind of scattered everywhere. In everyone's business, scrolling, watching video after video, giving all your attention to these things, overthinking, wondering what everyone's thinking about you. All these notifications, all these apps, all this noise, all of this spiraling in your head. All of these things are energy leaks to your life force, right? You can think about your energy or your aura as like this bubble around you. And then once you have all of these things that your mind is focusing on and spiraling about, that opens up more energy leaks where your energy starts to leak out. So your energy, your own spark is not as powerful. It feels a lot more dull. It's like, I don't know if you ever do this, but for me, when I use my computer and I use my desktop and I'm on the internet, I always have so many tabs open. Like I'm that girl that has like 50 tabs open all the time and I never close any tabs. But what happens when my internet has all these tabs open all the time? It eventually crashes. That's your brain and that's your energy and that's your life force when it's leaking everywhere. It starts to crash. And here's the thing, when you're struggling, it often feels like you're being very self-focused because you're usually spiraling in your mind a little bit like, what's wrong with me? How do I fix this? Why is everyone doing better than me? What does that person think? But that is not self-focus. That is not pursuing yourself. That is just being stuck in your head. That is just judging yourself. That's just your energy leaking out even more. True self-focus means closing those energy leaks and pulling it all back in to focus on yourself. It means nourishing yourself. It means tending to yourself. And oftentimes this is the most basic stuff. Sleeping, getting sunshine, going for walks, cooking yourself some nice healthy food and not just ordering takeout every single night, taking your supplements, having a good evening routine, not scrolling on your phone constantly. When I hit one of the lowest moments in my life, when I lost my spark, when I hit a rock bottom moment, one of the first things that I did was I decided I am pursuing myself now. I am taking care of myself. I am bringing that attention back to myself right now. My body and my soul needs it. I started eating very healthy. I started prioritizing sleep. I went for a walk every single day. I got outside every single day. All the little things. I wasn't focusing on the big picture stuff. I wasn't spiraling in my head about the big questions. What's wrong with me? Why do I feel so bad? All I focused on was, am I nourishing myself? Am I giving myself what I need? Did I go outside? Did I move my body? When you're getting your spark back, it kind of almost feels like you need to reboot your system in a way. Often when you lose your spark, you don't really want to do these things. But when you lose your spark, you need to do these things. So when I say self-focus and pursue yourself, how does your body immediately respond? What does that immediately mean to you? What pops into your head? So stay in your own lane, close your energy leaks, and pursue yourself instead of pursuing answers or validation or whatever else you might be chasing. This is when things will start to shift, and often it goes back to the basics. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you nourishing yourself? Are you giving yourself what you need? It almost always goes back to the basics. Now, taking care of yourself, prioritizing yourself, that might also mean taking the supplements that make you feel your best. And that's why I would like to kindly thank Seed for sponsoring today's video. Seed's DSO1 Daily Symbiotic is a clinically validated 2-in-1 probiotic and prebiotic that supports your body in and beyond the gut. Now, here's what it actually does. DSO1 has a capsule-in-capsule design that protects the probiotics all the way through digestion, so they actually make it to your gut where they can do their job. That precise delivery is what makes Seed so unique. It's designed to protect, survive, and deliver results backed by real microbiome science. It's formulated to support digestive health, gut barrier integrity, immune health, and even skin and heart health, because true well-being starts from within. I talk about that all the time on this channel. And to go even deeper into the science, it's formulated to improve gastrointestinal barrier function in about 3 months, which then supports better nutrient absorption and overall balance of the body. It's also clinically validated to increase levels of beneficial bacteria by 400%. Every detail, from the plant-based non-fermenting formula to their refillable glass jar and algae paper packaging, reflects Seed's commitment to precision, sustainability, and transparency in science. If you want a science-first way to support your gut and overall well-being, you can use my code Jillz20 at checkout to get 20% off your first month of Seed's DSO1 Daily Symbiotic. So thank you so much, Seed, and let's get back into the video. If you want to get your spark back, we need to make you feel alive again, okay? You need to bring back play into your life. When did you stop feeling sexy for yourself? When did you stop dressing up? When did you stop dancing in the kitchen? Your life force energy, that spark, that comes from aliveness. It's feeling alive. When did you stop doing things just because they felt good? Just because they made you feel alive. Not because they're productive, not because they're optimal, not because they're efficient, not for self-improvement reasons, just because it makes you feel alive. So often when we lose our spark, we forget what pleasure even feels like. We forget how to play. We forget how to make this a part of our lives. Doing this stuff at first will first feel weird. It will first feel awkward and uncomfortable, because when your spark has been dulled, you haven't been doing it. It's unfamiliar to you. You're not tapped into that energy. I want you to think, what's something that's gonna make your soul come alive? What's something that makes you feel giddy? What's something that makes you laugh? What's something that makes you feel romantic? What's something that makes you feel sexy? That's my favorite one. What's something that makes you feel sexy? Wear a cute bra for the day, even when no one's gonna see it. Dance in your kitchen or go to a dance class. Blast music in your car with the windows down on your way home from work. Take a random day trip somewhere. Try that hobby that you loved as a kid. Wear that outfit that makes you feel like that girl, even if you're just going to the grocery store. And this is a part of pursuing yourself. This is a part of that self-focus, but this is the fun side. Maybe your spark isn't hiding in another self-help book or in another educational YouTube video like mine. I so appreciate you watching, but your spark isn't hidden here. It's out there. It's in you doing things for yourself. It's having fun. It's having a hobby. It's taking care of yourself. It's laughing with your friends, right? And I guarantee you that if you feel like you have no spark, you probably don't feel like you have any play or pleasure or aliveness in your life. And at first, it'll feel like you have to force it to bring it back. It'll feel awkward and weird. As ironic as it sounds, bringing back fun does not feel fun at first. But as you go through the motions and pretend to have fun, you'll realize, wait, I actually am having fun. And that's when that spark starts to come back. You just have to get yourself off the couch first. Now, I want to talk about something else that kind of nobody really addresses. When you have these rock bottom moments and you're feeling really low and you feel like you've lost your spark, often this happens after a challenging or transformational period in your life, usually a very challenging period in your life. When I hit my really low moment in life, and my rock bottom moment, I like to say, and where I really lost my spark, it happened after my mother passed away. And I also had many health issues and things like that. It was a really hard time in my life, but I think there's something here that a lot of people don't really talk about. And let me explain this to you with an example, okay? I haven't had any kids, but I know that a lot of women have said this. When they get pregnant and they have a baby, a lot of them say that they are not the same woman after that, and they never will be, because they are now a mother. A lot of them say they never really go back to who they were pre-kids, because they fundamentally changed during that transformation and during that period in their life. So when they try to get their spark back after that, challenging postpartum period, they're finding their spark as this version of themselves, as the mother version of themselves, because they have fundamentally changed who they are. The same thing often happens after any major transformation. I know when my mother passed away, and maybe if you've had this experience, you are fundamentally changed as a human being after that. So whether you've had just a really challenging period or for whatever reason, heartbreak, I don't know, sometimes you don't ever go back to who you were before, and that's not a bad thing. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because so many people try to get their spark back, right? And bring their life back by trying to reconnect with the old version of themselves that doesn't even really exist anymore. Now, I don't think this is the case for everyone. I think this tends to happen after big transformational moments or big challenging moments in your life. But if this is the case for you, if you keep trying to resurrect your old self, you're always just gonna feel stuck. Maybe getting your spark back isn't about becoming who you used to be. It's about discovering what lights up this new version of yourself. As we get older, we change, we grow, we evolve. And sometimes the things that lit us up then is not the things that are meant to light us up now. You know, there are some things about me that have always made me feel alive, that give me that spark since I can remember, since I was a little girl. Having animals in my life is a big one. Wearing cute outfits, I've always loved that. I've always loved sports and movement and connecting to my body. But also, as I've grown older, as I've evolved, as I've experienced life, new things that have come into my life. Cooking. I used to hate cooking. Now I really like it. I like eating healthy. I like being business focused. I love taking care of my home and having a pretty home. I used to not care about that kind of stuff. I'm just saying our identities shift over time, and it's okay for your identity to shift. And if you keep trying to bring back the old you that used to have all this spark, and every time you do it, it never works, it never feels good, maybe that's because it's no longer aligned. Maybe you've evolved. Maybe you've changed. Maybe you've learned from the things in the past. You're allowed to be different. You're allowed to want different things. You're allowed to have different things light you up. And that's actually a really beautiful thing. And once you accept that, you finally get out of your own way. Now, this one you might not want to hear, but sometimes your spark is hiding in the to-do list you've been avoiding. As human beings, we are wired for progress. We love to be in progress towards something. And studies have shown that we're actually happier when we're in progress towards a goal, when we're trying to achieve it, as opposed to at the end when we actually reach it. What our soul really loves and gives us that spark is having momentum towards something. We love momentum, being in motion, having a direction. The avoidance you're experiencing of all the things that you know you need to do, it might not be the symptom of losing your spark. It might be the reason. It might be the cause. Every time I've had that phase where I'm feeling really low, I'm feeling like I've lost my spark, time and time again, once I just start chipping away on my to-do list and actually taking action toward my goals and doing the things that I know I need to be doing and not avoiding it anymore, all of a sudden that spark starts to come back. I'm not saying your to-do list is gonna magically fix your life, but what I am saying is that being in motion towards something wakes you back up. You remember what it feels like to move and make progress towards something. You remember what it feels like to create instead of just consume. You remember what it feels like to live instead of just exist. Your spark comes back when you remember you're someone who does things, not someone who just thinks about doing things. That avoidance you might be experiencing right now, avoiding your responsibilities, avoiding your chores around the house, avoiding doing the things that will get you closer to reaching your goals, avoiding going to the gym. Avoiding these things might make you happy in the moment, but they're making you miserable in the long term. I mean, if you actually think about this literally, what causes a spark? Sparks are created from movement. And this is another form of pursuing yourself. This is another form of making you feel alive and bringing pleasure into your life. It might not feel like it in the moment, but it does. Like I said earlier on in this video, everything is connected. So once you start, eating healthier and going to the grocery store and going for walks, it makes it so much easier to then start checking off your to-do list because you already have momentum. It's that momentum that brings your spark back. Momentum is what you need. So just pick a direction and start moving. Do the thing you've been avoiding. Check off that to-do list item. Take one step toward literally anything because momentum creates more momentum. Action creates energy and energy creates spark. And lastly, are you isolating yourself or are you spending time with joyful people? As human beings, we are meant to be in community with other human beings. And oftentimes when we've lost our spark, what do? We isolate ourselves. Does that ever make us feel better? No. Studies have shown that energy is literally contagious. And so when you're around happy, joyful people who have their spark, you're more likely to get that as well and feel that as well. It's contagious. But also if you're around other people who are very cynical and are not very happy, not very joyful, very pessimistic, then that is contagious as well. When you've lost your spark, isolation can sometimes feel like the best option, and it can feel like the safest option, but it's actually making it worse. You think, I'll reach out to them when I feel better. But feeling better comes from reaching out and spending time with them. Scrolling on TikTok is not social connection. Scrolling on Instagram is not social connection. Watching other people's YouTube videos is not social connection. And being in connection with other people pulls you out of your own head. When you're alone too much and you isolate yourself, you get stuck in this echo chamber of your own thoughts. Your thoughts start spiraling and your perspective gets a little warped, but when you're around other people, that interrupts that process. Your body needs other people. Not wants, needs other people. This doesn't mean you have to force yourself to hang out with people that you really, really don't like. Not all connection brings your spark back, but the right connection does. Almost every time. So to wrap up, to get your spark back, pursue yourself, focus on yourself, bring back aliveness and pleasure and play into your life. Feel sexy for yourself just because. Let go of the past if you need to. Regain momentum, start checking off your to-do list again. And lastly, prioritize connection with good, healthy, joyful people. Now, normally at the end of the video, I always refer you to another video of mine, but not today. If you've lost your spark, now is the time to put your phone down or close your computer and go touch grass. Go for a walk, go call a friend, or do that chore that you've been putting off forever, or spend just 10 minutes working towards your goals. Or go to the grocery store to cook yourself a healthy meal, or blast music in your ears and go for a run, or go get ice cream with your friend tonight. But if you feel like you've lost your spark, if you're feeling low, you don't need to be on YouTube anymore today. I'll be here tomorrow and every day after that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video valuable, and I'll see you next time. Bye.